Boro fans, hello and welcome to season 7, episode number 32 on the Stevenage Football Club podcast. 19 games have been played in our most important season. I am very proud of them in it because we are fourth, guys, by Christmas. Haven't stopped smiling. And we're back to that good old start of an episode where I come on and I say, what a point, and Anne gets upset, and then we have this back and forth. But I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm not going to upset Anne tonight because I feel like Anne is getting it from both barrels, from the performance, but Jake Tong as well, who has been on hand like flies on shit. So I'm not going to say what a point tonight.
All I'm saying is I live rent free in his head. That's all I'm saying. But what
Goodness.
I will say is Boxing Day, if we win and they lose, forget double and triple fist pumps from Revs. There's quadruple coming, thousands coming.
I tweeted this. It's inevitable. We're going to go on Boxing Day. And look, whatever happens at Cardiff happens, obviously. But we're going to go to Wimbledon Boxing Day. We're going to win because the away form at the minute is hot. We're going to have a look at those scores at 5 p.m. to see that Lincoln have slipped to a 1-0 defeat at Stockport, flying us into second place above Lincoln. And I can just see the inevitable. Has anyone seen Jake Tong coming back? I don't know. I'm not involved in this back and forth, but I could just see that happening. I can see it
I'll be
happening.
interested to see if he does it properly this time.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
last time he did it wrong.
Well,
So if you're going to do it right. That's all
The
I
League One
say.
live is tomorrow night. So we will, when we're recording our Christmas special episode, we will find out. Back on the pod, Anne and Luca. Boys, how are we, boys?
Right. That's probably the word.
So that was hilarious. All right.
Um, I think you obviously disappointed, aren't you, from yesterday? Because you
Yeah.
want to see more of the same from Stockport, which performance there was unbelievable. I think no one saw that. And it's kind of being brought back down to earth, isn't it? And we've struggled against teams with low blocks in the past, and you kind of want to avoid that. We didn't learn our lessons really, and we kind of sank into what we didn't really want to do. It was a downgrade from the performance, but it's another point, isn't it?
I agree. And do you know, we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but I'm not that like annoyed of yesterday, really. I think if we'd have lost the game, I would have been a bit frustrated. But points a point in the division. And there's going to be some really good talking points on the game yesterday because I think that there's a few things that we need to discuss about more so the home form at the minute, which I think is important. But it's good to have you back on, Luca. And by the way, it was really nice yesterday, actually, lads. We had the live pod, didn't we? Which was, yeah, good,
Eventful.
eventful, yeah, to say the least. I mean, again, I think we said it off the podcast. I think the fact that Mr. Reece Donnelly wormed his way onto our side was just
Yeah,
barbaric, personally.
yeah.
Saw you two cuddled up together, though, Ad, you know?
Sorry? Excuse me?
I saw you two cuddled up together, you know?
No, I was just when we were doing the all-time 11, I was in his ear trying to give him some of the idiots to
Hang on, did
like
you?
force them into the.
We were just passing it down.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
get the idiots into discussion, but didn't
Did you
work.
did you say the All Stars 11 or the All Star Idiots 11? Which one are you
The
referring?
All-Star 11 yesterday, but I was trying to get some of the idiots put out there just to see what the reaction would be, but
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one took to it.
We got the Bez on there. We got the. I was really
We
proud
got
to
the whole 11 on there afterwards.
thank God. Thank God. By the way, there is something for the listeners. And again, hello to the listeners if you're watching on YouTube or listening on the audibles. On the episode later, we are going to be doing our Idiot 11. Right now, I'm so excited. The boys are absolutely buzzing about this along with me. Now, this Idiot 11, it is all time, but I don't know about you boys. I've gone recent Idiot 11, right?
Oh no, I've got all sorts.
Have you got? I've gone over the past 5 years because there's idiots
Oh,
back in the past, right?
It's all he's been doing for the past week.
Yeah, I know. Or our WhatsApp chat has just been and on about the idiot 11, like not the actual game, just the idiot
no.
11.
Do it. To be honest, do we actually have to talk about yesterday? Because it was like I don't know how there was 4 goals in the game because literally nothing happened. There was
It
nothing
was
good
it
from
was
it.
the
There was
most
nothing
eventful
bad.
ball fest I've ever seen in my life. That's
Yeah,
the way
no,
I
it,
can
I could
describe
have
it.
probably like fallen asleep on the terrace and wouldn't have missed a thing.
Yeah, it was the most boring, exciting 2-2 draw ever. That was.
Do we
Uh,
actually have to talk about it? Because I don't remember anything about it, I'll be honest.
but we'll touch on it a bit. You know, notice us, we'll touch on it and we'll still be talking about it for another 60 minutes before we get into the Idiot 11 and the Christmas fixtures. But it's good, boys. And by the way, boys, excited for Christmas. I know that we've got loads of festive football and big games. We'll be excited this week, the big day. I'm like a little kid, me at the minute.
When are you not like a child?
Can I just say something? Do you know what I'm so proud about? That our
Oh,
team's fourth place by Christmas. I'm sorry. But be honest, right? If someone would have said that to you in the summer, you would have gone, oh, no way. Fourth. You would have done no. Don't get
I am disappointed that we've been done by Burton 3 years in a row.
well, that's just the norm, isn't it? You know, they'll just and do you know what really pisses me off about Burton? You watch them stay up again. They do every
I
year.
actually at one point thought Revs has got Gary Boyer's number here, and then no.
Oh,
Terence Van Cooten turned into prime Neymar. I thought, oh,
mate,
well.
I can't stand Burton. I said this at the live pod. They're just like, do you know what it is? Right. And I know that there's matches where you really have to play a certain way to nick a result. We tried to do it against Cardiff, right? Where we really didn't have any chances pretty much, and we tried to nick a point. But Burton, they try to play like that nearly every week. And I just kind of think if you're going to play like that, just go down. Like, what is the point of going to games every week and
I'm
setting
sorry, they were probably the worst team I've seen defensively in the league. But the
100?
two goals they gave us were gift. And really should have had another one, shouldn't he? I don't know if
He
he
should have. He
scored
should
it,
have.
but
Yeah, yeah. And the headers as well. We had so many headers as well that we probably potentially should have scored. But they are the most boring. Just go down. Stop staying up every year. Like, there's no point, like, in staying up to then be even worse the year later. Like, this is what annoys me about Burton. Like, if you're going to stay up, have a bit of pride and adapt. Like, look at us, for example, right? We come into this season, we adapted and have become a top half League One team. Right, Burton, they just stay up every year. Oh, we're going to be shitter than the year we were before. It's just like, what's the point, guys? Just give it a go. Don't just sit there in a low block every
just
week of League One.
just so we're aware that they were in the championship once.
Yeah, that is just. Although I do think that if we went up to the Championship, we'd probably try and do a better. But
It's the only way we'd survive.
I don't know. I'd back seeing the Bez up and down Ellen Road on the
I
right
wouldn't.
side.
I think you'd get snapped in two.
Or you leave him alone. He's in my idiot 11 here. I don't want to give too much away.
Oh, I don't want to look at that.
Yeah.
man, if we went up to the championship, would the positivity stop? If we
Oh,
were getting battered every week.
there's no way, right? If we went up, right, and I believe we'd stay up in the chamber. If we went up, right, if we were shit, right, and we got battered every week, I would still be like, oh, no, I think we can go and win 8 games in a row and get the points to stay up. 1,000,000%. I would be so positive each week. I think if we went up to the championship, right, I think for me, I just love it there every week. If we got relegated, I just wouldn't care. You know what I mean? Which would be quite good fun, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if every.
That's the thing. Like a season up there would be fantastic, and you want to enjoy it. But you want to build. You want to keep building. You don't want to kind of end what we've been building over time, do you? You just want to.
That's it. I feel. Yeah, I feel like we're at a point now where that's why I've called it the most important season this year, because we've made the step to become a top half League One team. We've done that. And it's like over these next couple of years, you really see an opportunity of being competitive and competing up the top. But so if we went up, we wouldn't have that. Do you know what I mean? It's a really awkward thing, isn't it? The position to be in.
But the thing is, though, I look at it, because we're approaching the end of 2025, aren't we? And I think
Yeah.
the way I look at it is that sixth place for me is where I think we can get. That last playoff position, in my opinion, is where I think we can get. That is where we should be aiming for, in my opinion, because you go a playoff campaign. If we lose in the semis, we've had a playoff campaign, and then we learn from that, and you build, and then you go, what? We want to go fourth, we want to go third, we want to be challenging for automatic promotion the following season, and then you build and build and build. The squad is just upgrading and upgrading every single season. season in the Championship, of course, it's money, isn't it? It's money, players potentially from overseas, Championship experience, just straight in there. But then, do we want to go straight up and then it just all gets dismantled? Manager gets sacked, squad is depleted. Do we want to keep building this and building it until we've got the best squad in the league comfortably? And you see that before the season, and you go, we have to go up. That's where we want to be.
I think no, I really do agree. That I think that again, this season's been so important because we've become a top half League One team. We've created that, and you feel that season on season now, after this season, creating this top half League One team, that there's an opportunity to evolve each season and just keep improving the squad each season to keep adapting and staying up the top. And I feel if we went up, we wouldn't have that because we'd have to bypass all of that work. But also, if we have that process, right, of each season, we improve the squad and we adapt it to keep us in the top half, in about 4 years' time, where if that actually did happen, we've probably got a little bit more longevity and a more sustainable squad that could potentially go up and actually stay up rather than just bypassing that. And it's like you're in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what you think. I think this season is the establishing season, I call it. It's establishing where we're going to be in the next few years. I think. As I said, if you get that sixth place, that last playoff position, you're going right. That's our base. That's where we can get with this squad, and then you upgrade that squad, and you go, we can do even better. Of course, the league is going to get more challenging than this season because this season is the most unpredictable league ever, basically. Yeah. But we build on from that, and you go right. It's the establishing season, sixth place or fifth place or something like that. We can build on. We know we can get to that sixth place, and then we upgrade the squad. We can do even better. That's the way I look at it.
100%, and I think that's I think that for me, this season was the season to make that step and become a top half League One team, and we've done that. And I just feel like under this management, with the base of the squad that we've got, the next few years, we just season on season improve, evolve, and consistently stay in that top bracket. Do you know what I want? You know, like when we get to the start of the season and like I mean, I do religiously. I look at all of the 1 to 24s. Like I listen to the Not Top 20 podcast every year, and because they always give a really good, accurate reading. Who, by the way, had us 9th this season, by the way, 9th, and I think one of them maybe even had us higher. Oh no, actually, I think they had a 6th or something like that, nicking the playoff spot. But like, I want next season to be a case of people go to predict their 1 to 24s and they go, oh, well, Stevenage will be in the top half. Like that's what I want us to create this season for the next few years, improving the squad, getting better. So I think this season's like the season for that. I know the league's really open.
January is so important because it's that injection we need. Because you look at positions, I mean, even with injuries, the midfield is so stacked with injuries. And as long as we need to get reinforcements in, that you go and look at those reinforcements and you go, they're going to improve us. You know they're going to improve us. And if they don't, they're probably underperforming. We can't go in January because, especially if we get fees for big players like we've heard of, that we've got to get improvements that are going to improve us. Proven talent, League One quality that's going to carry us not over the line, but it's going to stabilise us in the positions that we know we're fragile in. You know what I mean?
But what I'm hearing here is I don't want to hear like I don't know, for example, Big Vads or Kane Hemmings, then finally goes, I've always liked him, great striker at the level, comes in, does nothing.
No, I do get that point because when we signed the gas, when we signed the gas, I was like, oh yeah, no, I like the gas. I always wanted to see the gas here at some point. But no, do you know what I think it is for me, boys? Right, is we are right one of the best teams in the division, right, and that's just a fact. So I'm very heavy on. And by the way, you know, you can see that from the fact that, you know, what we created in the summer to be in the top half and become a top half League One team. Then you go, early season form. We won the opening 4 games. Went win, 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 win. Like when you ever see that in a division, we then lose just 1 game up all the way up to October and aren't beaten at home till December and have the best defense. So you look at all that, but for me, it's the statistics, right? When you look at the fact that we've played 19 games, fewest of any team in the top 9, got 10 wins. We've only been beaten 4 times and they're all 1-0s. We've got the best defence, 15 goals conceded. Like when you look at the statistics, the away form, we've won 5. We've got the second best away form in the division. Home form, we've got one. Like when you look at the statistics, everything points towards us being one of the best. But we're at a point, I think, where a lot of these other sides are getting better around us. And we're at a point now where we need to probably strengthen certain areas like the forward line around Jamie Reid. And I think we need to think about system set up at home because teams are starting to suss us out at home a bit. So I think we're at a point where we need to make adjustments in those areas. If we do that, I'm going to be honest with you, I think we are definitely going to be in the playoffs because I just think with the squad we've got, with the squad depth, if we can improve in the right areas in Jan and make those adjustments, we're only going to get better. And if you're only getting better from half of 70 points, you're pretty much in the playoffs, in my opinion.
We need to.
Could you imagine if we picked Lincoln to the playoffs by 1 point?
Oh,
That has anyone seen?
mate,
Would be unbelievable.
Would you rather that or a playoff final win against Lincoln?
No,
playoff final? So I would literally go up to him and go, "Has anyone seen?"
Yeah, you could go up to him and do it in
By
person.
the way, this is really convenient you're talking this because I was on a FaceTime call with him last night with a few others, nappers, etc. And I went, as a joke, I went, you know what's going to happen, boys? I'm really sorry to tell everyone, but we are going to make the playoff final and we will be beating Lincoln in the final. And I saw Jake Togg's face and I thought, it's happening. It's happening. It's
I hope it was full of fear.
Do you know what I said? Do you know what I said in the call? I said, by the way, Jake, can I ask you a question? He went, yeah. And he'll even vouch for this. I went, what would you do? Like, if we beat you in the playoff final, our players are travelling up the stairs, Cole Piagiani's leading them up, right? And he instantly went, well, I wouldn't still be in the stadium at that point. But I went, no, say you did, just to stay, right? You got up to the gantry, you got Pidge about to lift the trophy, and then all of a sudden on the big screen up on the gantry, you see Andy Blair just lift the playoff trophy, like...
and then get a mic, get the PA system.
Yeah. Could you imagine? We just want to announce it's not Cole Piagiani lifting the trophy, it's Andy Blair. Oh,
or they just lock their allocation in the stadium, just listen to it.
Yeah, for safety reasons. They're locked in. The turnstiles are broken, so everyone has to stay in one. That'd be elite. Should we dive in?
His face actually dropped when you said that.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Brilliant.
100%.
Rent free in that head.
And it is happening. It is happening. Right, come on then, lads. Let's jump into this, shall we? Let's jump into this. For the listeners, we did play in our 19th Sky Bet League One match of the season of the 2025/26 season. Yesterday, we did play Burton Albion at home. And again, I think we all looked upon, well, not just this match, but the festive matches that we've got around Cardiff, of course, as a really good period for us. After having a season-defining win at Stockport, the way that we did, winning 3-1, we looked at these games against the Burtons and the Wimbledons and Plymouths as games where you really want to see this team put teams away, dominate, score goals, and really kind of solidify yourself up the top part of the division. And my God, it was a different type of game, wasn't it? The game did end in a 2-2 draw at home to Burton Albion on Saturday. We did go 1-0 down in the first half, but then a quick turnaround in the second half. Jamie Reid, big goal. Reid, he scored again, 3-6 since the kickoff again to go 1-1. We then did make it 2-1. Harvey White smashing one off Burton Albion's defender, went down as an own goal in the end to make it 2-1 before Beasley did pull one back for Burton to make it 2-2. The game did end a 2-2 draw at home to Burton Albion. It does mean the team a 4th place, which is brilliant. but we have got loads to discuss on this game. Now, Alex Ravel did line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation at home, which was pretty much similar to what we did away at Stockport. He went with it at home, and it was a similar lineup to the one that we won at Stockport. There were a change in there. Philip Marshall in between the sticks. The back line was Luther Wilding. Dan Sweeney kept his place next to Cole Piergiani and Saxon early at left back. Jordan Houghton and Louis Thompson paired together in the midfield again, but Louis kind of alternated into that kind of forward midfield role as well, alongside Ryan Doherty, who got a second start for us this season in League One since that game against Cardiff. In the wide areas, we had Chem Campbell, who kept his place from the 3-1 win against Stockport, and Phoenix Patterson also kept his place on the other side of the pitch. Leading the line was, of course, big goal Jamie Reid. On the bench, Tashby Hammond, Charlie Good back on the bench from suspension, the Bez, of course, on the bench, Joe Van Malcolm, Jasper Patterson, Harvey White was back in the squad on the bench, and Jake Young was on the bench as well. The match statistics for this game. Some interesting stats in here, boys. Thumb down from Ad. Interesting stats in here. We had 60% possession to Burton's 40. Now, that is the first time that we've had more possession over a side than I think we did against Blackpool on the opening day of the season. So that's been quite a long time since we've had more possession than a team of that kind of marker. We had 14 attempts with 4 on target. We had 14 touches in Burton's box. We had 35 aerial duels won in the game with 5 corners. Some pass distribution stats. We made a total of 388 passes. If you want to compare that to Burton, Burton made 258. Our pass accuracy was 65%, 53 backward passes, 200 forward passes, and 88 long balls. Interesting stat for everyone. That 200 pass ratio is one of the highest this season in all of the 19 games that we've played. So interesting stat. Successful final third passes, we had 68. Some defensive stats, we won 88% of our tackles, which again, for people listening, is the highest statistic of challenges won in a game, which is really odd considering it was 2-2 and we've got some of the highest stats in this match. 1 yellow card apiece in the match, and we made a total of 31 clearances in this match. Boys, it was a really odd, horrible game of football, this one, and it felt like, and I'll come to you boys straight away, it felt like Burton set up in a certain way to stifle us on Saturday, and there's been somewhat of a mini blueprint that Doncaster did and that Cardiff did against us, especially at home, of how to get a result against our team at home. And they did just that. A 3-5-2 come 5-3-2 with a low block, and it seemed to work. It made the game horrid. It made it ugly. It was probably, in terms of us, our poorest performance in the first half this season. And it made a real horrid viewing, although we did improve. And we were a lot more intense in the second half and got ahead in the game. Really sloppy to concede that second. I don't know which one of you boys wants to chat about it first, but a point, but also we know that it was way off the mark in terms of the levels that we saw against, Stockport the week previous, right?
All I will say is a game of football happened, 2 goals for each team, and that's about all you can get out of me. I don't remember anything. It was that bad. It was genuinely that poor. I don't think we showed any real quality in the game. I think I said it yesterday at the live pod, we relied heavily on Phoenix Patterson to go and create something, but that's all well and good. But then if there's no movement and everyone's static, he can't create. He's good at putting the ball on a dime, but you've got to be able to move to create a space or an angle for him to then put the ball into for you, because otherwise it's like you're putting it in against 3 centre halves that are 6'6" or whatever. I think in the first half, I noticed it especially. Phoenix was in front of the terrace, and he was going 1-on-1 with Lofthouse, and then the next thing you know, Chem Campbell's come across from his wing to and it's cramping Phoenix for space. If you want Phoenix to play football, you've got to stay in your area and play and stick to that zone because otherwise you're cramping Phoenix for space, which then limits the ability and the space that he has to work his magic. So I think that kind of disappointed me really. Like, we had other players on the pitch. Okay, we didn't have a Dan Kemp say, but we had a Chem Campbell on there. We had Harvey White came on at half time. We had um, Jake Young come off the bench. We had Jovan. I have to say it, the Bez came off the bench. And
You
again,
lollipops.
but again, there was no all those players that came off, maybe bar half. So for example, so Jovan, Jake Young, and Bez, they're all forward players, strikers, tens, wingers, whatever you want, however you want to play them. And every time we got the ball, we were straight to Phoenix. You can't do that for 90 minutes because eventually someone's going to go, right, double him up, triple him up. And then you're like, well, he's now out of the game. So I think we've got to find another way of getting Phoenix to have an effect on the game, but not solely relying on making every player to go down the left side.
I think the clear thing for me, and yeah, I agree with that. And I think the clear thing for me from this match was we got sucked in the first 45 minutes to playing how Burton wanted the game to go, and they made it really ugly, and we got sucked into that. I really wanted to see that ball played between the lines at pace, getting the ball wide and running at all the things that we sort of stopped Port, and we just didn't do that. We got sucked into a really poor game of football. Ball was in the air again, really direct, and there seems to be a little blueprint that teams are setting up in a way at our place at the minute. Doncaster did exactly the same thing, and Cardiff, although they were much better in terms of their quality, they were very aggressive, Cardiff, and tried to win their battles. And Burton did a similar thing, and I just think we got it wrong. And as much as we've evolved and adapted this kind of past month to start picking up points again and results, which we're doing. When you actually have a look at it, we're doing that more away than we are at home. And I think potentially because we've been so good at home, teams have done their own work on us of how to get results at our place. And I think that was very evident to me on Saturday. Luke, I know you had an observation of it at the pod yesterday, mate. What was your take on it?
I think that lessons have got to be learned from games like that. And I think it was very similar to Doncaster, as you said. And I feel like we've always struggled, haven't we, really, with teams that come to the Amex, so football's border away now, and form a low block.
Stevenage FC Stadium.
Stevenage FC Stadium. Yeah.
Again, I quite like it. Yeah, I actually do quite like that.
Got to stick with Border away, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No, but I think lessons have got to be learned because these types of games are going to derail us. I think because you go from Stockport, which is an amazing attacking performance, where you've got lots of dynamics, lots about us, challenging a team that are in the playoff positions, to a team that we shouldn't lose to. We should or draw to. We should be confidently beating them. We should be outplaying them and not being sucked in by their play style. And we've seen it. I mean, you could have gone to the game. I think a lot of people would have gone to that game and go, we're going to get sucked in by Burton if we don't start quick and get that early goal. And that's exactly what we did. And I don't think Revs would have been happy at all because it's not what we're about at all. We were just, as Anne touched on, one-dimensional, just a phoenix. We cannot rely on that just because it works sometimes. You cannot just go to that all the time and it's so one-dimensional. We've got to always have different things about us. And if it means breaking them down in a different way, maybe starting other players, do that. Because I don't think the selection looked good on paper, but I don't think it was right. I think the midfield was too lackluster, in my opinion. There was no real movement, especially in the first half, and it's hard to change that. And Harv was always going to come on, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But we looked out of ideas, and I always touch on the fact that we can tell how we're going to perform by the first 10 minutes. You always can. And that game, we looked like we were going to get sucked in. We didn't start well. There was a lack of intensity, in my opinion. And The second half, the first 10 minutes was really good because there was obviously an impact. Obviously, what Harv was doing, instant impact, and he injects pace, intensity into all the players. But we need to keep it up, and it's the one-dimensional factor. You can't keep getting sucked in and let Burton play their play style. Get sucked into that. So for the future, lessons have got to be learned because you look at it, top teams don't get sucked into this. They get an early goal and then they go from there. And these are the types of games that you can go and beat Stockport. You can go and if we went and beat Cardiff would be amazing. And you could see it if we played like we did at Stockport. But these games will derail us if we keep playing and approaching it like we are currently.
Completely agree. I think one of the couple of things that really annoyed me was just the football. And you know that we all do, and I think you said it, Luca. We knew before the game the potential that this game could be. We all said it. As soon as we saw we had Burton, we all thought we just beat Stockport. You can put anything on this that Burton are going to try to make this the ugliest, most horriblest game of football and nick a result. We all knew that before. And I think what really disappointed me was that one-dimensional type of football that we played. Getting the ball and hitting a direct ball all the time. And look, I know that it works on occasion. We can play like that. We've got players that can. But, against Stockport, and I know that was different. It was away from home, but the football was great. We were moving the ball from one side to the other and playing at pace through the lines. I mean, in this game, in the first half, I can't actually tell you a player that ran at Burton's back line in that first half. We got the ball into certain wide areas, but I can't remember a phase of play where Chem or Phoenix ran at someone. I can't even remember. It wasn't like Stockport in the first half where there were many moments where Chem and Phoenix had the ball and they were able to run at people and create. I thought Reedy did actually really well on Saturday. I thought he worked really hard and got his goal really well. But yeah, I think that was it for me. And as you said, when half come on, massive improvement. Massive improvement. And I know probably Alex didn't have some nice words at half time to say to him, which probably helped them moving the ball a bit quicker. And there was a shift in intensity, which we saw in the first 10 minutes. And that impressed me. We were 1-0 down. We completely changed the game to 2-1. But yeah, just disappointed me, just the standard of football, I think, for me. And don't get me wrong, I don't know what you boys think. I thought we missed Dan Phillips. I really did. I think Dan's aggression, speed, power, his ability on the ball. And look, I don't.
His ability to inject something into a game, and it's going to get that atmosphere going as well. Because you can tell first 10 minutes, the terrorists knew what type of game it was. So there was no atmosphere. It was so flat.
It was flat on the pitch and in the stands. It was like a friendly. It felt like a friendly Saturday.
The other thing with I said it to Jake, bar Leighton Orient away this season, every 12:30 game we've had, we've never played well.
Really
We never play well in the early kickoff.
Really
ever.
interesting point, actually. Really.
Like it just feels like if you're a fan that's going, you're like 12:30s, been up since I don't know 9 or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like it almost the fans are like flat because you're like early kickoffs. If it's a 3 o'clock,
yeah. How many times do you see a big team slip up on an early kickoff? All the time.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you, and I think it was just again, it's a point, and it's like we didn't. It's really odd, isn't it? Because we didn't lose the game, and we still got a point. I always say, look, if you're not gonna, if you've had a bad day, always take a point from the game. And I think that was a positive aspect. We didn't lose the game; we got a point from it. And actually, when you look at the last 6 games, we picked up half the amount of points, which is decent. So there is that. But I just think from a performance aspect, it wasn't our greatest. I mean, that first half was just Jesus Christ.
I could have fallen asleep on the terrace. It was that quiet and that bad.
Yeah. Is it a system issue? Because
I think it's the application of the way we're playing. I think we see teams that are a low block and we go, okay, so we're going to hoof the ball to their big centre halves and hope Reedy can win it off them. But then we've got no one there to go and win the second ball. If we play that way, but we keep the ball on the floor and we played like we did at Stockport, where we passed it with intensity and a purpose and midfielders were making forward runs, then I don't think it is a system issue. I think it's the application of what we're trying to play in that game. I think if we play the game plan we played at Stockport, keep the ball on the floor, play it into the spaces, play between the lines, get people picking up pockets of space, you're fine. If you want to hoof balls to a back five and then three or a two in the midfield and don't have any willing runners from midfield to pick up a second ball, you're wasting your time.
The reason why I ask is the last three home matches that we've had, Doncaster, I've got it up in front of me. Doncaster played a five with win backs. Cardiff started with a 4-2-3-1, but then shifted to a five at the back, and then Burton played a five. So there just seems to be a common trend in the past three matches with even Cardiff, with three teams that have come and played pretty much exactly the same setup. And all three matches have been really similar in terms of kind of our performance. In a way, I know Burton was the worst, but in terms of us not winning a game and other teams getting a result. So I don't know if this is a thing that, a little bit like we did a month ago, where Revs like adapted and evolved the team to start getting points more so away. I think that's where that's happened. Maybe he needs to do it with a home form.
I don't understand why we changed our play style, because everything you see at Stockport is all we need to do yesterday. And as you touch on, hoofing it up to a striker like Jamie Reid is going to do nothing, and it's going to isolate him and put him out of the game. It was so important, in my opinion, to get Houghton and Louis Thompson in the game yesterday. Literally just tell them to do exactly what they did. Of course, Dan Phillips is in there, so it's not the complete trio that we had at Stockport. But you need those two to do their job and do them well. You need Louis Thompson to drive up the pitch. You need John Houghton to do what he does best and go under the radar. And that transition, I don't think was good enough. I think it was lackluster, and it was just that I really hate it about us when we force it, when we try and force it, it normally goes wrong. It always goes wrong because we're trying to just do too much. We're trying to get that goal, and the way we do it in that environment isn't the way you should go about it. You should be going to your strengths, to your wingers, getting it direct, getting it to Louis Thompson, letting him drive up the pitch. Not just get it to Sweeney, get it to Pidge and play a diag, which will go out the stadium, or go to Reedy and hoof up to him, because that's not the way you should go about it. You've got to play to your players' strengths, and the approach has got to be intense. It's got to be attacking. You've got to have a lot about you. You don't want to just, when you're playing a low block, play like we did yesterday. Suit their approach, make it easy for them, because hoofing up to him is making it easy for their centre backs. And it's not giving them anything to think about.
It felt as well that that was the first match this season I can remember that I've come away from the game and thought the back line haven't had a good game there today. And we know defensively how dominant we are. We've got the best defence in the division. And I feel like when our defence has a really solid game, everywhere else around the pitch follows. And that wasn't the case yesterday. The two goals that we conceded were really sloppy. I was really disappointed with the first one, because that's a very uncharacteristic sort of goal that we concede normally, where we get caught like that. And again, second one, letting the big man get across us and finding contact first. There were many a times when the back line gave the ball away. Pidge, bless him, there was many a times the ball went off. Luther for the goal, just clear the ball. I mean, heck, even Saxon early. I mean, a couple of things. How on earth did he not get sent off for that challenge? Oh,
Great challenge. Great chat. I'll teach that to the kids early. Let them know you're there. Big tackle, bosh, no problem.
Sorry, let them know you're there on the 80th minute, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah. Might be a new player. You've got to let them know.
Let them know. But
Isn't it me though? When one of our centre backs or defenders has a bad game, normally the whole back line has a bad game.
100%. That's my point. It's almost like that area of the pitch for us is like the linchpin to our performance. And when a player or the back line doesn't play well, it affects the rest of the team. And it's just like Saxon early, and to be fair to Saxon, I actually think that wasn't really a Saxon early type of game yesterday. I think if Lewis Freestone was available, or even Dan Butler that can give you a bit more when you know
He looked like a player who'd been out for a long time.
he did. And there was a moment, I don't know if you boys remember it, when he played that back pass in the second half. And everyone was like, "What you do? Just give the ball? And what are you doing with 5 minutes to go? Just play forward." It just felt like for me, the back line didn't play well. That impacted the team's performance heavily. And 2 goals at home as well. I mean, is that the only time we've let in two? I think at home in the league. I might be wrong.
Yeah, get Freestone back in. No nonsense. That's what I like.
Well, to be fair, we were missing a few, weren't we? Freestone suspended, Phillips suspended, Kemp out. We need Dan Kemp back.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
You say that, but if we're going to play like that, like we did yesterday, and we hoof the ball, does that actually suit Dan Kemp?
No,
Truly.
no.
The only way we can play with Dan Kemp is with the ball on the floor. But if we're not going to do that, then there's no point having Dan Kemp on the
Well,
side.
I was going to say with Dan Kemp in the team, does that automatically promote us to play through the lines? But it hasn't on a couple of games
No.
played in. Yeah, I mean, disappointing. But in my mind, we got a point from the game. We didn't lose it. And to add to it, I think I said it on live pod. Can Burton just piss off this season and get relegated? Honestly,
Howie Bowes a bellend, isn't he?
I can't stand the blue kite every year. Oh, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to be terrible for 8 months, and then we're going to be good in April and stay up. And it's like, what's the point? Like, you might as well just get relegated. What is the point of playing like that every year and muscling yourself through and staying up? You're not in the championship, are you? Do you know what I mean? It's just I don't know. Just go. If you're going to be like that, go down. And actually, when you go down, can we have the number 10 off you? Because he was quite a good player.
Yeah, he was pretty techie.
What was that? Tyree Shade, was it?
Yeah, I don't know if you. I need to see him in a Boro shirt before I could confirm if he was an idiot or not.
Well, I mean, we are going to get to that idiot 11 later. So, hopefully.
Did you hear? Did you hear Lofthouse? Did you hear his scream in the first half?
I didn't know.
He went down. He screamed like a little girl. Yeah, he went down and got a heap of abuse from the east.
Oh yeah, he did go down rather easily.
I mean, do you know the ways to sum this game up? When you're letting, as we know, Terence Van Cooten do a flip flap on the edge of your box. That's how
Turn into prime Neymar.
And then whips in a ball on a dime, pinpoint for like when that's happening, we've had a right stinker, haven't we?
Is it me or thought like when he was his defensive aspect, he looked like a shadow of the player he was at us.
Oh.
In terms of on the ball, what have Burton done to him? There was one instance where he's got the ball down the line from half, Reedy's chasing onto it, and Terence, all he's got to do is just control it and pass, and he hoofs it away, and it's like that is their approach, isn't it? Turning a player like him into a player like that.
I thought him going there was so bad for his career. Look, because I put Terence in the Luther Wilding category. I thought him and Luther are like in the same category. Like they've got a lot of potential, and they will probably go on and play for a big club, or I don't know. You might see them go up a league potentially. But that move to Burton has just ruined his like. I don't think Terence will ever now play to a standard that I actually think he could have.
He's destined to be a League One player now.
It's a shame, isn't it? Like Luther, for example, I still think Luther's got the ability to go and play for a bigger club or maybe Cardiff City, like a club like that maybe might come in for Luther. Someone where, you see progression. But you're right, he was a shadow of the player I thought that we saw over the last couple of years. But yeah, when you're letting him do a fucking flip flap and delivering the ball in, Jesus Lord, honestly. It is a point on the board. Now, we didn't do a 3-word analysis because I got to be honest, guys, I didn't want to do one because my phone would have just been blowing up with negative 3-word analysis. And I thought, you know what? I don't really want the phone blowing up as we're trying to do a live podcast in the 76 Lounge. So we didn't do one. So we will have a quick look at the league table because it is brilliant viewing. 4th place, 35 points in the division. We're at Christmas in 4th place. Who would have thought that in Torrevieja and Murcia in Spain in July. we'll quickly run through the league table. We'll have a quick chat about the scores before we look ahead. Bottom four of the division: Port Vale, Doncaster, Blackpool, and now Mansfield Town. By the way, boys, was it me or were Mansfield like eighth at one point, or am I? They're
It
they're
may well have been.
they I think they've lost 5 games in 6. Absolutely fallen like an absolute stone. Goes Exeter, Burton, Rotherham, Plymouth are up to 17th. Peterborough, Reading, Wigan, Wimbledon, and Northampton are in 12th. From 11th to 7th, Orient, Barnsley, Wickham, Luton, and Huddersfield. And the top 6, Bolton, Stockport, Stevenage football team in 4th. Look at them. Bradford in 3rd. And really quickly, close your ears, and close your ears. In 2nd place is Lincoln City, and currently top.
Sorry, who? Don't you mean Prime Barcelona?
Oh, here we go. And in 1st place is Cardiff City. That is the league table going into Christmas. Great to see us in 4th place. I mean, boys, I always ask you about the division every podcast, but again, not really much change. The only thing I've taken from the weekend is Luton are still shit, pretty much. She's like a
You
normal.
say that we literally lost to Reading 1-0 with the gas missing a sitter, the donkey.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong there, I guess. You're not wrong.
So,
Haven't Luton lost like 8 games though? We've got as many wins as we have.
well, yeah. Jack Wilshere's not having that desired effect, is he?
I don't know. I got to be honest, boys. I have no idea about this division. Again, it makes it exciting. Like we're 4th. Like I'm so happy, so happy. But
I think this weekend underlined its unpredictability. Don't you think?
No, same. Like honestly, I'm going to ask you boys an honest question, honestly, because who's going to go up? Like honestly,
Cardiff.
Do you think that's?
Cardiff,
Do you think
Cardiff will go up? I think we caught Stockport on an off day, and I think they're going to be.
Do you think
they'll only get better? I think Stockport will be up there.
I think Bolton. I think when they're in a vein of form, they are the best team in the league.
Yeah.
They have the tendency to. I mean, they lost to Wickham in the weekend, didn't they? They have the tendency to have those losses. They also lost to Burton 3-0.
Oh.
They have the tendency to do that, but then they can just go 5 games unbeaten. And then you look at the quality they've got in their squad. They should be up there, shouldn't they? With the quality they've got.
I think, do you know what's crazy, right? Is when you look at the table, it's great. Again, I'm so fucking happy with 4th, boys. Unreal. But when you actually look at it, really, it should be Cardiff. Well, really, it should be Cardiff, Bolton, Huddersfield, or Luton. But Luton, well, I have no idea whether Luton are going to have a second half of the season where they come with a run of games potentially in Huddersfield. But in my mind, like when I was doing my 1 to 24, I think I had Cardiff and Huddersfield going up, I think. But you've got us, you've got Stockport, you've got Bradford, you've got Lincoln. I don't think, look, and I'm going to be like realistic with everyone. Look, I'd love to sit here and go, I can see us getting second, but I can't because you've got so many big clubs up there. So if you're looking at it, you're probably thinking us, Bradford and Lincoln are probably going to consolidate just down a little bit in the playoffs, would you say? But you would potentially expect Bolton, Huddersfield. I mean, the Huddersfield eventually compete?
Lee Grant's got to get a hold of it. I know they won at the weekend, but he's had problems there. I know it's his first job and he's had problems there. But they have got a lot of quality in their squad. They've just got to get it. A bit like Luton, they've just got to get it together and get that run of form going.
I agree. I think I wonder if there's a way where you eventually see Huddersfield and Luton go on a run around February time, and you see Cardiff, Huddersfield, Luton, and maybe Bolton competing for that top 3. I mean, if that happens, then you're going us, Stockport, Bradford, and Lincoln. 2 of us are going to miss out if you go on that theory.
Only lucky we Lincoln.
How did I know you were going to say that?
I don't know how you see it, but in terms of Luton's squad, I don't see them as a top side in this division.
Yeah,
they've got players who have got the experience of the top division, but as a team, you compare them to others and you go, they're just a team of championship players that haven't made it in the championship.
Mm, mm.
And then you bring them into League One. A lot of them have off confidence from the seasons they've had at
Well,
Luton.
the, the thing is
Yeah,
as well, Luca, which I completely agree with your point. Normally, when you typically look at teams that get promoted, they don't have 8 losses on the board. Do you know what I mean? Like 8 from their what have they played? 21. Do you know what I mean? 8. That's a lot. That's a lot.
and you know when do we ever see like entire revamps of squad work? We don't normally see it.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't. We don't. I mean, actually, if you actually have a look at the losses, us and Bradford have the fewest. Actually, we've got 4. I know that we've played fewer than everyone. Actually,
Did
that's
you hear that, Tongy? We play less games than everybody, and we've got the least losses. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, son.
well, my point was actually, if you're looking at the league table and you're picking out a team that could potentially flirt with the top 2, you may be looking at us because of the games in hand. Because if you think we've got 2 on Lincoln, right? We've got 2 on Huddersfield, Luton, and Wickham, and then we've got a game on Cardiff, Bradford, Stockport, Bolton. So we've got a game in hand on everyone, and we've got 2 games in hand on 3 to 4 of those teams. So again, I know
January's so important, isn't it? Like it's honestly, if we can get it right with the sales we might have and the incomings we could bring in,
The
we
only
could
way we
sort
get it
out
right
so
is,
many.
sorry, the only way we get it right is if we bring another idiot in, personally.
An idiot. Why can't we bring in an idiot that is like good? Like,
I'm going to
can we
say the
bring in an
Bez
idiot that's
finally
good?
because he's not good. Do
literally
you
no,
want
no,
to say the
no,
Bez?
no. I'm not going to say the best. I was actually going to say Philippe Martial. He's an
Yeah,
idiot.
he had the
Uh,
makings to be an idiot, but he's actually been all right.
You've only made him an idiot because of the name.
Yeah, 100%. He's not an actual idiot. Like he doesn't do things that like he's not the Bez that like does a few lollipops and gives the ball away and posts on
He's
Instagram.
playing idiot.
Yeah.
He at the start of his career he is not, but now he is. I think.
That's a good shout, you know. I think that's got potential. I actually think that's got
Well,
potential.
Walsall underlined that. My God.
Well,
I mean,
yeah. Actually, sorry, the flapping around in the box. Actually, yeah, that could potentially.
He is the flapper, isn't he?
He's a flapper.
Unfortunately.
do you know what I really enjoyed yesterday? When the Bez picked the ball up and he dribbled past about 3 players and then fell over the ball and tried to claim for a free kick.
Do you know
Just
what?
sums him up.
Do you know what? Right. And I'm going to say this to you both, and I'm not actually joking, right? And you know me, you know, like when I normally talk about the Bez, I normally joke. I actually don't think that the Bez is as bad as a lot of people. I actually think that there is a decent player in the Bez. I remember Leighton Orient away. I actually thought he was brilliant that day. I actually thought he was one man of the match. He was brilliant. But I think with the Bez, you have to play him in the right way. Like, I don't like it when I see him playing striker because I'm like you are not going to be you're not going to be in the only thing you're going to be expected to do is running behind. You're not going to be coming out and play. You have to play the Bez in the right type of role to
He
get
was so good right midfield away at Leighton Orient. He was fantastic.
100%. 100%. He's a winger, isn't he? Really, the Bez is a winger. He's not a striker. He's not. Do you know what I mean? And if you're going to play the Bez, play him in his position. You know, and I think you'd see a better version. But look, I can see why he's an idiot. At the end of I mean, he's in my idiot 11. So, oh no, I shouldn't have said that. Actually, should I? Giving it away. But no, I do see that.
Moving swiftly on.
Thank you,
We
man.
had our little Bez section.
Yeah, Bez is I've got 5 things: intro, match reaction, League One chat, right? Bez talk. Well, actually, it's 6 things.
That was the first thing you wrote down. Let's be honest.
What was that? Sorry,
that was the first thing you wrote down. Come on.
Yeah, it was actually. That's why when you have a look on the list, the pen's the most dried on that.
Oh.
You've got looking ahead to Wimbledon idiot section. So that's Bez tick to be for the itinerary. Boxing Day, boys. We're there. Christmas. Oh my God, by the way, 4th by Christmas. Unreal. Boxing Day, oh my God. Like we said it, didn't we, on the last pod? Like these matches, man, Burton, Wimbledon, Plymouth, these are the games that you want to see the team really kick on from that 3-1 win, dominate, put teams to the sword, play that top level, score goals. And I really, 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 really want to see this at Wimbledon. I don't know if you boys think the same, but I was thinking about this on the way home yesterday in the car. I think, we got to that point in November where we had to adapt and evolve the system and, to start winning matches again and picking up points. And we did that. But really, when you look at that, we actually did that away from home. We haven't actually done that at home. So you've seen an improvement away from home. We beat Stockport, we beat Peterborough, we drew at Wigan. Away from home, the form has really improved since we've evolved and adapted. And maybe at the minute, we're better away from home because of that and the fact that teams have sussed us out at home. So maybe Wimbledon away and these away matches, actually, potentially, there's probably a better chance of actually winning those games because of that. I don't know what you boys think.
Isn't that incredible, though? Because I thought we were so good at home under Evans.
Mental, Mental.
And we were, let's be honest, we were awful away from home under Evans. But yeah, I think to be honest, it's really good to have that away form. It's something we haven't normally seen, and I think it's really good that Revs has introduced that. But it's like home and away. We've got to have a different play style,
100%,
completely different play styles.
It's really funny, right? Someone went to me. I was speaking to someone in 76 and I was talking about the Christmas fixtures with Wimbledon, Cardiff, and a guy went to me. Oh, I wish we could make our away form like our home form. And I went, we've got the same amount of wins. And they were like, what? I went, well, we've won 5 away matches. Yeah, we've won 5 at home. We've got the same amount of wins than we do at home. We've picked up 17 points away. At home, we've picked up 18. So actually, the away, we've got the second best away form, I think, after Cardiff in the division. So actually, away from home, considering the kind of adaptations that we've made in terms of which system to deploy away from home to get us.
It's behind Stockport. Stockport got 17 points from 10 away games.
That's good.
Which is good. Level with Cardiff, actually.
Wow. So 17 from 30, over half. Very good. Wimbledon, Boxing Day, massive game, boys. Obviously, Boxing Day football is the best, isn't it? Christmas time. But one win could potentially put us in the top 2. Look, I don't know what you boys think, but I really want to see the level that we played at away at Stockport for this game. Play to that level, we beat Wimbledon. Wimbledon have had a bit of a stink in the past month and a half anyway. But we play to that level. We play to the levels that we've seen away from home since this new system we've been deploying away from home, which has been really successful. We beat Wimbledon Saturday. Look, point to point, I really want to win that match. I think winning this game, getting a 38 points, but winning again, really important for this team. How do we set up in this? 3-5-2, 4-2-3-1? What do we go? What do we go with?
I'd like to go back to the 3-5-2. I think, maybe revert it back, maybe change it up a little bit. Maybe it's what we need after Burton.
Charlie Good back in?
Yeah, I'd put Charlie Good back in. We've got Lewis Freestone and Dan Phillips returning as well, so I put both of them in.
Thank God. Who do you take? Oh, I was going to say, sorry, excuse me. I was going to go, who do you take out for Phillips? Because now we've got half back as well, haven't we? So it's interesting.
Well, I definitely start half. Would you play Harv in a more attacking role, maybe? If Kempy's not back?
If Dan Kemp's not fit, right? If Dan Kemp isn't fit, yeah.
Would you go?
Would
you stick with Louis Thompson, with what we got at the moment, who's kind of in that more offensive role of that midfield 3? Because you've got to have Houghton in there, in my opinion. You've got to have him there because everything he does is so underrated, and he's got to be that base.
Yeah, look, you could potentially put Harv in a 10. Would Harv? To be honest with you, Harv, because of his ability on the ball, you could probably get away with playing him in a 10.
It might not be a 10. It might be that midfield 3. He's just the more offensive one, maybe.
Because my issue is, look, I think Louis Thompson's great. And I think I think Louis, and to be fair to Louis, it might be a game that Revs might look and think maybe you could give Louis a rest this game and bring him back for Cardiff, maybe. But Louis is so good. Look, in my opinion, for me, I'm with you. I think Dan Phillips needs to go straight back in. So if Dan Phillips is going back in and you're starting half, you're really then choosing from Houghton or Louis Thompson, really, aren't you? I think, without Kemp, of course. I would, do you know what I think I'd do? I'd go Houghton and I'd rest Louis Thompson, maybe. I think
Imagine bringing Louis Thompson on. What a luxury.
it's unreal, isn't it? Now that he's fit and he's playing to the level.
No, but actually, you think about it. We rest players for Cardiff. That needs to be in mind as well.
That's what I'm thinking. So you could go to Louis, you give Louis a game off and then bring him back. To be honest with you, I would actually prefer Louis Thompson against Cardiff.
I think Dan Phillips suits a game against not Wimbledon. You're a mid-table side, kind of, aren't they? They're not a top side. You'd rather Dan Phillips probably in those games, like the performance he put against Peterborough. I think he suits those types of games.
100%. And also, to go along with Wimbledon, I've just had a look at their form. They haven't had a single win in 6 games. So really, this is like, go out, play to the level that we saw at Stockport, and we will win this match. So I think it's interesting. Revs has got to get the style right, get the personnel right, and I think we can win this game. I think this would be a massive win for this. You're looking then, aren't you? And you're going, from 21 points, we would have picked up what 12. That's really positive. Yeah, it's over half.
Quickly, as we are previewing Wimbledon, I have got a quick quiz question.
Oh,
concerning Boxing Day.
Hang on, is this a warm up for the Christmas Eve special?
This is a warm up.
Look at Anne itching for the answer. Look at him.
So I'm looking for the player who has scored the most Boxing Day goals for us.
What in the history?
I think it's in our EFL history.
Boxing Day.
And I'll give you a clue. This player scored a hat-trick. And those are his goals.
A hat-trick on Boxing Day.
Revs, is it?
It's not Revs.
Well, hang on. Think about the Boxing Day matches we've had, right? So let's go. Last year, we played...
we came at home.
Yeah,
we lost 3-0.
Right? Year before that, it was just after Barnsley. We played... who was it? Who was it the year before? Oh, no, it was...
Was that Orient away?
That was promotion season. That was a draw. That was 0-0.
Yeah, Borefest.
Who did we have the year before? First season in League One? Boxing Day. Hang on. I'm not having this. How have I gone blank on this? I know who. Northampton, 3-0.
This is a player.
Do you remember the song when it went?
It was Reed, List, and Roberts.
Price, Reed in 2 minutes, and Roberts still. Do you remember that? Remember that song?
Yeah.
Hang on, it's not Elliot List, is it?
It's not. No.
Oh, it's not Big Guy Reedy.
No, it isn't.
So if it's not
Roberts,
if it's not there,
no.
Oh, who was the other matey that scored the hat-trick against Sheffield United?
Well,
I never saw him again.
That was Lopez.
This player, I scored it in 2015-16. So we're going back.
So hang on, just to confirm, the hat trick that he scored, those 3 goals, they're the most, like in terms of. So hang on, so 25. Was it? Well, who played that year? It was just before Matty Godden, and it was just before Danny Newton. So that would have been. Hang on, it wasn't Ben Kennedy, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got it. Kenners, Bosh. I had a feeling. I was like, hang on a sec. 20 minutes Ben Kennedy year. Ben Kennedy. Who was that against Luca again?
I need to have a look. I will touch on it after.
Ben Kennedy. Wow. I'd like to know who the top 3 were, actually. Surely Jamie Reid or List or surely Reid is on there. I'm trying to think Boxing Day goals. Well, actually, I don't know, actually. That was good. I like that. I like that. I like that. Wow, Ben Kennedy, Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, Wimbledon boys, are you going all? I know Anne's going. Are you going, Luca?
I cannot. I mean, my birthday's on Christmas, so that's obviously eventful,
That is unbelievable, by the way.
which
On
rules
earth,
me out of Boxing Day games, unfortunately.
how on earth do you celebrate that? Oh my goodness.
I don't. That's the problem.
It's like Merry Christmas and oh Luca, well done for turning another year.
Yeah, that's the problem. No, it's weird Boxing Day games, isn't it? Because you obviously haven't got any Premier League games, really. You got one, haven't you? Which
Yeah,
is a real problem. It's just the EFL this year.
yeah.
Which I hate because it's a ritual, isn't it, really? Boxing Day games. It's
Stupid, isn't
watch
it?
them religiously every day, all
Yeah,
day.
it's stupid. Do you know, I've got the fixtures up in front of me. Yeah, it's one. Actually, by the way, our league, I'll quickly run through our league before we go into our idiot 11. We play AFC Wimbledon on Boxing Day. The Boxing Day fixtures, by the way, what a game for us. The Boxing Day games are Barnsley Mansfield, Blackpool Doncaster, Bolton Rotherham, Bradford Wigan, Burton Northampton, Cardiff Exeter, Huddersfield Port Vale, Luton Wickham, Peterborough Orient, Plymouth Reading, and Stockport v Lincoln. Those are the Boxing Day matches.
Ooh.
You know what I'd like?
Oh,
We'll sneak some sort of bullshit 1-0 win,
yeah,
and
the
then
Bears.
Stockport.
Yeah.
No, the Bears won't be anywhere near it. And then Stockport score like in the 95th minute of the last kick of the game to win 2-1 against Lincoln.
Yeah, Kyle Wooten. Header. 6-yard box. You can see. Those are the matches. But guys, it is time for the Stevenage Football Club podcast All-Star Idiot 11. Now, we've been talking about this for a few weeks. We are going to, kind of go through the positions and we're going to talk about our Idiot 11s. This is a starting 11 with substitutions. And when we say idiot, basically a player that was like, well, an idiot, was a bit shit, a bit funny, a bit of an idiot, right? Rather than picking our All-Stars 11, we picked an idiot 11. Now, how it's going to work, we're going to go position to position. I'm going to be asking the boys, and then I'm going to ask the boys their full idiot 11 squad at the end to go through it. Mr. Andrew Blair, because I know you are so excited for this, I'm going to come to you first. And goalkeeper.
Joseph Anang.
What a shout. By the way, do you remember Forest Green at home? We lost 4-0. He was in goal, playing out from the back to Scott Cuthbert and Luke Prosser. And it was like, what are we doing?
Can I just say, not only is he a starting keeper in the Irish League now, 36 games for Pats this season, he is going to the World Cup for Ghana.
What?
He is in their squad.
You are taking them in.
He played a friendly against Japan in November for Ghana.
Hang on.
Incredible.
Hang on. Isn't Ghana in our group?
Yep.
Oh my God.
They're in our group. There's no way that idiot's going to be playing against Jude Bellingham in America.
He was on their bench for the qualifiers. Oh,
you are kidding. What? That is ludicrous. Joseph, that idiot is playing he's going to the States for the World. Honestly, and he's against it. Get in the bin, honestly.
imagine their starting keeper gets injured. Oh my God.
Could you imagine, by the way? Could you imagine if the starting keeper got injured, he had a blinder against England, like left and right,
picked up by Premier League side.
You imagine it? It gets picked up by Man City. Or what would you do if we had him back? Philip Marshall got sold. And
No.
Be hilarious. Or get rid of Tay and get him back as a support for Philip Marshall. All right, Josie Fanang. Luca, you're right back, mate.
So I've gone away from my original pick. And I've gone with Laurie Walker.
What, the goalkeeper, Laurie Walker?
Yes.
Is that what you've done? Okay. Oh my God. Laurie Walker.
Yeah. Fits the mould. Good shout.
I love that. Actually, this is my bad. I've got the setup wrong here. I think we should go positions for each person's 11 ball.
He fits the mold because you've forgotten he's existed.
My bad. So Anne's gone Anang, Luca's gone Walker. I'm sorry, boys. I've gone Sacha Bastian.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Big bald Frenchman. He was just different crazy. I mean, there are other shouts there. I mean, I know Dean Bouzanis was brought up, but
He's on my bench.
yeah, just fucking loser. Honestly, firing. Right back and
Luke O'Neill.
damn, that was one of the Tiz's projects. Useless waste of space. Luca.
Remio Hutton.
Oh,
Romeo Hutton. What a shout.
famously knocking around in Gillingham now, I believe.
What? Hang on. What? Romeo Hutton wearing the Burger King kit. That's what I think. Nostalgic. I've also gone Luke O'Neill. Just for the fact that I remember that performance away at Port Vale under the Tiz. That was a real low moment, not in football, in my life, watching that day. Yeah, Luke O'Neill. Centre back, number 1, and
Jamie McComb.
Do you remember that partnership with Mark Hughes? Just abysmal, those clowns at the back. Luca, what's yours?
Paul Digby.
Oh,
Unreal shout.
fitting the mould here.
By the way, become a bit of a Cambridge United legend over the past few years since his departure. My one, and I'm hoping for a few laughs from everyone. I have gone. Can't even say it. Adam El Abd. That's who I've gone. Adam El Abd. The ex-Egyptian international. He was like a grandfather when he came on that night at Bradford.
Oh.
Mate, Adam El Abd. All right, and centre-back number 2.
Luke Prosser.
It's got to be the Pross, isn't it? Love that. Working at Boots, I hear, some say.
Yeah, Barrow behind the goal.
Behind the goal, still there. Hello, Boots. Luke Pross speaking. I think that's where he is now. Luca.
This guy's not a centre back. I just picked a defender. Joe Leasley.
Oh, he's on my bench.
Oh.
Dreadful player. Joe Leasley, what a shot. I love
He is currently playing in the National League North.
Wow.
That tells you.
Found his level then. He's on my bench. I remember him at Bristol Rovers in the trophy. Useless. My centre back number 2 is Luke Prosser. I'm sorry, I had to add the Pross. It's where the bit of a player all started from me. You know, we're at the Bez now. It all started from the Pross. Just a cultured left peg.
Straight out of play, near side as well.
Oh, mate, just, that cultured left donkey running around the pitch. Left back and
Joe Martin.
Oh, I quite like Joe Martin. All right.
He was
I like that. Had him on live at the Lamix that time, Joe Martin. Like that. Luca?
You've probably forgotten this guy existed. This is my big pick. Josh Reed.
Oh, what a shout.
That's the one I was telling you about. Can I put someone in that's only played one game?
Oh, my God. I think Luke has literally taken the whole idiot 11 with that pick. Josh Reed. I remember. Go on. You're going to say the same story. Go on. I'll let you do it.
I'll never forget when you do, your match prediction of the lineup, and
That's
Josh Reed would be there, and he would get the 1% vote from one of us idiots.
And it was Jake. Do you remember it? I remember going, who has voted for Josh Reed? He played at Stockport and we never saw him again. Luca, what a shout that is, man. Wow. I've gone for, and this is going to make sense to you in a minute, of why I've put him here. I've gone for Danny Newton at left back.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't fit the mould.
Because I don't know if you remember Salford on the opening day that year where Dino Manria put him left back. And it was the most idiotic decision ever. So I thought, you know what? We'll keep it and we'll go Danny Newton at left back because of that. Right. Midfield and...
So I've got I'm playing 4-2-3-1.
Tell us your whole midfield and we'll fly through these.
So As in, like, you want my whole five midfielders.
Yeah.
So my two holding are Tom Sawes and Ed Upson.
So poor.
And then
Those
the
were
two wide
mentioned on the
players.
live podcast. They were.
Oh, they
Well,
were.
the,
Ed-
the, the two wide players, I've gone Joe Leasley and Bailey Clements just to offer that extra defensive solidity.
yeah, what the wing
Could you
back?
imagine?
Yeah. And then in the 10, I've got Zane Westbrook.
Oh,
Had to be.
he was so creative.
Had to be. All right, Luke, what's yours?
I've gone with our three. They're just midfielders. I've just randomly put them in. Chris Lyons.
Oh,
I liked him. He
I
wasn't
like
an
him.
idiot.
He's
He
kind of
fit-
50-50 for me. Charlie Lakin.
oh,
he was all right for us. I don't mind him.
Jack Aitchen.
and who?
Jack Aitchen. Plays for Exeter.
Oh, okay, and COVID. Yeah. Jack.
I think we're missing one here.
Well, hang on.
Oh, this
Of
the
course.
eyes are
he's
big.
not.
This is good.
Mine is on the right-hand side of the pitch. The Bez. Get in there, the Bez. Get in. Occupying in a holding midfield position, Dale Gorman.
Oh my God.
It's not
Yeah.
what I was thinking of.
Yeah, Dale Gorman. To the left side of Dale Gorman, out wide, is David Amu, the corner winner.
The corner winner.
We've missed one.
The corner. And then, it's not in yours, but I did put Zane Westbrook in the 10.
We've missed one.
Who have you gone for?
Diagonally Dabo.
Oh no.
Yeah, Dabo. Shit. I did think about Dabo. Dabo should be in there, shouldn't he, really? Damn. Should be. We missed the trick. All right. Strikers. And let's hear them.
Simeon Jackson.
Oh. So bad. So bad. Okay, Simeon Jackson.
Oh no.
What?
The silence from Luca is deafening here. I
Go
can
on.
only imagine it's big Vads.
Yes. Big what? You've got
Is
big.
it?
No. Is it your hand?
You need to pick one more, haven't you? Or you've got one up
Yeah.
top.
No, I've just gone
Oh,
right up top
okay.
with Simeon
Oh.
Jackson.
Sorry, Simeon Jackson leading the line. Wow,
Soul 9 up top.
love that. Go on, Luca.
The press, the gas, and James Daly.
Do you remember when James Daly was deployed at left wing back?
Oh
Do
my
you remember
God.
that? Actually, he could have been my left back. Yeah, missed the trick there. James Daly. Wow. I love that. Mine are, I've gone big Vads. Just that idiot was just the flipping big legs, big body, bowling around in the box.
Did you remember when we were chanting about him being in his championship? Last season.
Just big Vads. And then partnering big Vads, I've gone for the little power pocket of Jason Cowley off the shoulder. You know, we'll always remember that miss at Walsall, won't we? He's in there. Right. The bench.
Got a bench.
Go on, and.
Dean Buzanis,
Oh,
Dean Wells,
yeah.
Luke Wilkinson,
Oh,
Charlie Wakefield,
okay.
Stacey Long, Henry
Oh.
Cowans, Curtis Guthrie.
Henry Cowans. Love that. That is an unbelievable bench. Luca, what's your bench if you've got one?
My bench is just Tay, unfortunately.
Mate, all for it. My bench is, I'm going to say this with a really proud voice now, Adam Prisbeck, the Priz,
Indonesia's finest.
Almost at Barrow.
made it on there for that
Yes.
sheet at Barrow. Jamie McComb. I've also added Dean Wells and Joe Leasley. I've got Tom Sawes on my bench. I've got Curtis Guthrie occupying a place. And I've got the press and the gas to consolidate the bench.
A manager.
That's what I was going to come to next. And manager.
Graham Wesley.
Okay. He's gone for the G. Luca, who have you gone for?
I have gone with the T, Paul Tisdale.
Paul Tisdale. Now, the way it works, we can't have the same manager. So I was going to choose the Tiz, and Luca went the Tiz, and I was like, no, I'm going to give Luca the Tiz. So I've gone for a manager that really, really did. Obviously, I'd love to pick Evans, but Evans wasn't a shit idiot. And to be fair, neither was this guy. But I've gone for him because I just love his game ethic. I love the fact that he always strived to improve. And I love the way that it didn't matter if the team drew a game, it was always celebrated as a result. So I've gone for the fabulous, wonderful Mark Sampson as my gaffer.
Yeah. Can I have Banfield as my assistant, though?
Yeah, you can. I have actually put Sampson, Arrow, Neil Banfield as assistant.
Are you classifying Neil Banfield as an idiot? Is that what you're doing?
I have.
Blimey.
He's in the idiot category.
It's just for ballistically, that's why.
Yeah, 100%. And also, just to go along, I have also added another arrow, and I've put Marlon Beresford.
How does he get a shout out every hit? Oh.
He does, doesn't
he? Because he's an idiot. That's the managerial setup. Boys.
Matt, do you fit into this squad? Do you fit the idiot mold?
I think so. Ah, just gone. Head on the pillow. Again.
Marlon Beresford has sent him gone.
Yeah, Marlon Beresford. I think he deserved a shout personally. Borough fans, please tweet us your idiot 11. We'd love to know what
have you started?
What have we started in? The idiot 11 for Christmas. Send us it in, tweet us it, and we will retweet your idiot 11. Guys, we have run out of time for the episode today. Just one thing, guys. On Christmas Eve, we have got the Stevenage Football Club podcast special Christmas episode. Now, tomorrow night, we are going to be recording this. This is going to be a quiz on this season's team, the best team we've ever had, the 2025-26 squad. It's going to be a quiz on this season and this team, and it's going to be a special episode, hopefully with a couple of special guests. So stay tuned for that episode on Christmas Eve. After that episode, we will maybe get an episode out before Cardiff. If we can't, because of the Christmas schedule and everything going on, we will record after Cardiff, going into New Year's Day's fixtures. Boys, thanks for it today. It's been good fun.
Pleasure. Loved it.
And by the way, boys, can we just say, 4th by Christmas. 4th. What a team. What a team. Soon to be top 2 by Boxing Day. Well, thanks.
It's coming back, boys. I'm telling you.
It's coming. Stay tuned for that, by the way. Stay tuned. Right, fans, thanks for tuning in. We will see you on Christmas Eve for our special episode. And guys, let's get down to Wimbledon and let's go and get a win and let's go top 2 by Boxing Day. What an unbelievable achievement that would be for this best ever team. Guys, have a fantastic Christmas. And we will see you on Christmas Eve for our special episode. At this time, as always, you've been listening to the Stevenage Football Club podcast.